I still can't get over my baby face in that thing.
You look like a child, man. You look like a little
It's
kid.
crazy. Like it was just a couple months ago.
I
Like
know it's weird. It's so weird how you look like a whole different person.
it's probably it's probably the lighting.
I don't know what it is. All I know is you look like you're a teenager. And then fast forward 2 months, it's a facial hair, and now all of a sudden you look like you're in your 20s.
Mm. Oh Lord! All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you spend your New Year's with us, we really appreciate you hanging out. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. All of our pages. Subscribe to all of our channels. We're on pretty much every social media channel you can think of. We're live tonight on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Doesn't take just us to run this page. It takes all y'all in the community, so we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Got special guest Ben here tonight and plays for Coach. Coach had to bounce a little bit early tonight, so Ben, we appreciate you guys. Appreciate you hopping in. Jake says, I hope Nick would let Barkley try to get the record, but I understand that. Yeah. So I mean, it's just you don't want him to get hurt before the playoffs. But honestly, like we were talking about earlier, he can definitely get that done in the first half.
I will say this though, that I know just from that one game where he could have he could have kept playing. And he decided to sit out and let the young boys play. He's not a selfish player. I'm sure that every ounce of his being he wants to break that record, but I don't think that he's salty about it either. I think he's very much a team player, and I've respected him for that.
No, yeah, 100%, 100%. All right, so we're looking at our primetime picks. I'm gonna do it a little bit different this week. We're gonna bounce around to games that actually kind of matter. So I'm gonna hit some of the 4:00 games. We'll start on Saturday. We have basically the AFC North taking over on Saturday. We're gonna start with the first game at 4:30. We got the Cleveland Browns, decimated Cleveland Browns visiting the Baltimore Ravens. This one should be too hard to pick. Say it all in three. 1, 2, 3. Ravens.
Browns. Ravens easy. Yeah. Purple baby.
Yep. The situation for them, if they win, they pretty much get the AFC North. So moving on to the next game, actually interesting situation for both teams. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals 8-8 taking on the Steelers 10-6. Bengals win, they have a slim chance to make the wild card. If the Steelers win, it doesn't really do much for them unless Baltimore loses. Steelers win the AFC North if they take the win against the Bengals and Baltimore somehow loses to the Browns. Ben, who are we thinking? I have no audio from you, Ben.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, use the old-fashioned hot mic mute button. My bad. Anyways, Bengals, they're playing way too well to not do well in this game. They should absolutely torch the Steelers in the second half. I think that it's going to take a while for them to pull away just because, Steelers defense is really, really hot. They've always been very good. But ultimately, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, they're playing way too well. I'd say Bengals by a touchdown.
Good take. Good take. E?
I'm going to go with the Bengals. Like I said, Burrows is playing crazy right now. Russell's not. And obviously the Steelers defense is banged up. They're not playing as aggressive as they have been. So I say Bengals take this one.
Yeah, I think we'll go 3 for 3 here. Cincinnati, they always start really rough. They had an 0-3 start. So
I thought they do that every year, bro.
They do it every year, but I think it'll cost them this year. They obviously need to win on Saturday, and then they also need the Broncos and the Dolphins to both lose. But all in all, I think the Bengals are the hottest team right now. They've won a couple straight games. They coming off a overtime win thriller against the Broncos. And they're just they're just fighting their asses off, man. I think they're just playing a better ball. Steelers offense has not impressed me whatsoever. They're kind of having issues at the running back position, obviously at the quarterback position as well. Russ is not playing as hot as he was before. So I think the Bengals are just going to want it more. So I'll go Bengals for the dub on Saturday. Keep their slim playoff chances alive. Playoff hopes is alive. Ben, we already kind of hit this, but does it seem more realistic for Bucks win rather than the Falcons beating the Panthers?
It's more realistic that we're gonna win. We're gonna be fine against New Orleans.
E, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
It's easy enough for the Buccaneers. I mean, it's right there for the Buccaneers.
So you just have to grab it.
Yep, it's right there for the grabbing, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Kind of going down the list here. I was excited for the Seahawks Rams game because that was going to be the only really winner go home game. But the Rams, because of the Washington win on Sunday night, they ended up clinching the NFC West already. So that game is going to be nothing but pointless because the Rams will lock up the 4th seed. Couple of 4:00 games that will kind of matter a little bit. Forgot to mention it during our slate here. Aaron Rodgers might be playing his final game of his career. They host the Miami Dolphins, who are also going to be fighting for that last AFC wildcard spot. E, who you got in this game?
Who is it?
So Dolphins visiting the Jets.
Got Dolphins. Jets have been playing like trash. Dolphins haven't been playing great either, but
keep in mind too. They Tua is not healthy right now either. Again, so
I know, but the Jets have just been struggling.
Yeah,
if Tua doesn't play, the Jets are going to win. But if Tua does play, I don't see them beating the Dolphins.
Fair enough. Ben?
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have one last go, and he's probably going to have he's going to struggle for a little bit. You know, he's been struggling the whole year just because the cast that he has around him haven't necessarily helped him out. Although, I mean, he's throwing picks left and right. He's just sailing balls all the way down. This is tough because really, if Tua plays, Miami is going to win by 2 touchdowns. If Tua doesn't play, this is going to be a shootout, and it's literally just going to be whoever has the ball last. So, for purposes, give me the Jets in New York, beating the Dolphins, and helping the Cincinnati Bengals into a playoff spot.
Yep, I was gonna say the same exact thing. I'm gonna go Jets upset for the week. This will be my upset for the week. I don't think the Dolphins are really deserving of this playoff spot either. They started 2-6. I think there's not good chemistry going on with the Dolphins this year. I was really excited to see Tyreek go for another 1,000 yards this season, but he's really failed to do that. But yeah, I think if this is potentially Aaron Rodgers' final game, I think he'll ball out. And kind of just give it a show. So I'll go Jets upset for this weekend, helping the Cincinnati Bengals out.
Did y'all see the Green Bay Packers lineman roast Rodgers for his newly acquired record?
Oh my gosh!
Congrats on your most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Terrible! What an asshole, bro!
He said, "Hell yeah, congrats, Aaron Rodgers, another one for the record books."
Jesus Christ!
I love that. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Look.
Hell yeah, congrats.
He even like specifically told him personally.
Bakhtiari.
That shit is priceless, man.
Oh, you love to see it.
I loved it. Bakhtiari. He was fun to watch when he was with the Packers.
He was very solid.
Yeah, he's kind of like that skipper guy on the Lions. A little bit. I know they played. I think he was a fullback. Bakhtiari, but was Bakhtiari? Bakhtiari is he was a lineman or is he?
He's a line.
He's
He's a
okay.
line.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's left tackle, I believe.
Left tackle. Okay, so I was just so like the skipper guy on the Lions.
Mhm.
Gotcha. All right, moving on. We have the Chiefs. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, Chiefs have already locked up the number 1 seed. They have no reason to play their starters. They're going to be playing all their backups. They're going to Denver, which in Denver's case, if they win, they get that last spot. Does Denver have this pretty easy, guys?
I think Kansas City's backups are going to fight as hard as possible, just that way that, they're basically playing for a roster spot next year. If Bo
If you think
Nix
about it,
takes care
Chiefs
of the
have been playing
football,
with backups anyway. We're
Yeah.
talking
yeah,
about the backups.
I mean, like
backups.
their backups are nasty. So this is tough. I mean, because if Bo Nix actually like takes care of the football, and he's able to finish drives like he's been lately, I think the Broncos will take it. But don't be surprised if Kansas City comes out still with a win. And if they do, and the Dolphins end up losing to the Jets, and the Cincinnati Bengals ultimately win, you will see the Cincinnati Bengals clinch that 7th seed.
5% chance right now.
5%, but still exists.
Yeah, anything's possible.
So to all my coworkers and friends in Ohio, good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Facts. Yeah, for me, Denver's currently a 10.5-point favorite. Carson Wentz. What'd you say?
I'm gonna go Denver.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Denver. I'll go Denver as well. I think the
Yeah, I'll
opportunity's
take
right there
Denver.
for them. The opportunity's right there for them. They win, they're in the playoff. They get that 7th seed. They will, if they do win, they will have to go to Buffalo though. Definitely a tough place to play. So, but I think the opportunity is there for them. I think Bo Nix is he was made for this moment, and yeah. So I think they're just playing good. They're playing good ball right now. So I'll go Broncos. All right, and last but not least, we got the game of the week, Sunday Night Football. We got a juggernaut. Of a matchup. We got East Minnesota Vikings visiting the red hot Detroit Lions. Don't get me wrong, Minnesota Vikings are red hot as well. I'll go to you last.
You don't even got good at me. You already know I'm.
I know. We still got to hear it though. I am gonna go Minnesota Vikings upset. Believe it or not, I think they're
What?
just. Yes, I think
After you just hated last episode, I mean,
I've been really impressed. I've been really impressed what I've been seeing lately. Some in my gut just feels like that the Lions are gonna cough up the division. All the you said 20 plus injuries on their defense and just overall in general.
overall, yeah.
Some division games are funny. I say it all the time. Division games are very, very tricky, but something in me just feels like it's gonna be down to the wire. It's gonna be Vikings, so I will go Vikings upset in Detroit.
This is tough because, I mean, these two teams are just absolutely clobbering and just fighting their way to these 14-2 records. I mean, it's going to come down. It's literally coming down to a coin flip for me. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions. It's going to be an overtime victory. Give me the
I
Lions.
wouldn't be surprised. Now,
Right.
I
Get ready
will
to come to
say-
Tampa.
say again.
That's right. Could you imagine if it's Vikings Bucks next week? We're here on the show
would
next
be-
week. Oh
It would
gosh.
be absolutely nasty.
Do you get playoff tickets or no?
Yes, I
You do.
do get playoff
So
tickets.
you'll be at the game
so,
next week.
Yeah, I will be there.
Gotta win first. Gotta win first.
Gotta win, and you're in, and then I will be there. So
Now, we'll say that out of the Lions' injuries, they do have some people that are eligible to come back if like things play out right.
Mhm.
Like currently injured, not on the IR list kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, they do have some of those people potentially able to. That it's not saying they are, but there are some key pieces that could come back.
It's something to keep in mind for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm never gonna.
you're never gonna
I'm
pick
never
against
gonna
your team.
go. Yeah, I'm never gonna. I don't care if we're fucking 1-14 like we've been a million times before.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna pick my team
Yeah.
every time. But
of course.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win. I wouldn't be surprised if we win. But I would love to see us win that and get that number
Ooh,
1 seed.
Jake with the take right there.
That is
Yeah,
crazy
it's
though.
definitely
That's
comical.
crazy.
We're gonna get one of those 14-win teams to come to Tampa, and that's just
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
that's
good
gonna be
like.
tough.
It's crazy for you guys, regardless. I mean, it's gonna be a tough week, regardless.
Yeah,
But
it's going to be rough.
I just feel like if we were able to get this win, if we are, and we get that number 1 spot, it's going to make the playoff picture a lot different for us. Like I said, people having to come to our stadium and play is different than us hitting the road. We've been playing great on the road this year, obviously, but at the same time, we've also lost on the road this year. And like I said, that stadium's just so loud. And imagine the playoff energy of that stadium is going to be something that could
it's
be
crazy.
changing for us.
I mean, it's
We have a
going to
lot to
be.
fight for.
It's definitely going to be a culture setting environment. It's not just going to set. It's
a good
like, you
question.
know, it's already a tough environment to play, but to get that 1 seed in a divisional round, an automatic bye to a divisional round, it's just going to have that crowd just go berserk when
I
they
agree
come out that
100%.
tunnel.
So here's something else that I'm curious about. If the Bucks win and the Rams lose, who has the tiebreaker? Would it be the Rams?
Ooh,
Because y'all have the same record. You'll both be 10-7.
that is interesting.
You'll
I
both be
actually never
4-2
thought
in
about that.
division play.
Let's see. Bucks would get the 3rd seed
Ooh.
if the
Okay.
Rams lose to the
If
Seahawks.
the Rams lose to the Seahawks, which by the way, it doesn't matter because the Rams already locked in the NFC West, so it doesn't really matter. And they
And
are starting Jimmy Garoppolo this weekend. They
now
already
this
mentioned
is.
Stafford.
I just want to say something, and this is something like I'm not trying to knock on my city, but ever since 2009,
Mhm.
we have struggled to fill Raymond James Stadium. Los Angeles, they have struggled with away crowds taking over for Chargers games. Rams games, we really haven't
better.
seen that much just because the Rams have been around in LA. They were around for, I believe, at least 30 or 40 years before
Right.
they moved to St. Louis and then they came back. So,
Well,
I feel like that's going to be
they've had the better like team chemistry with Sean McVay. They've just had a better more energizing, more fun to watch team than the
yeah.
Chargers.
Now, I will say, if we end up getting the 4th seed, it's going to be red inside that stadium, just because people are going to come out of the woodwork and actually show up for this.
Oh yeah.
If we get the 3rd seed, it's still going to be red, but I don't think people are going to take it as serious unless if they have to face a 14-win team. Now, who I would rather play? Give me Washington all day. Give me Jaden Daniels because we've already played him once this season. We've
But
already seen.
If you had to pick between the Vikings and the Lions, who would you rather play?
The Vikings or the Lions? Ooh.
I think that's what Jake was asking when he
This is
said,
the
"Who
thing.
would you rather play?"
Yeah. So Detroit is an absolute juggernaut. Like, you can take out half of their roster and they'll just
still put
pull
up
their
40
backups.
points.
They'll still put up 40, no problem.
That's
When we
crazy.
played them earlier in the season in week 2, and we ended up beating them, it was literally just Todd Bowles having unique blitz designs because, like, he'll rush 6, he'll rush 7, like he'll just bring 7 in the box and just make it look like he's bringing the entire house. He'll bring 8 into the box, have him up on the line, make it look like he's about to rush 8 and just do an all-out blitz, and then just disguise coverages the whole time. I would rather face the Lions than the Vikings because Sam Darnold is playing his absolute ass off. Vikings are super dangerous. Lions, I would say, are a little less because Jared Goff, he tends to struggle when it comes to those big time games. And if they end up losing to Minnesota on Sunday, we're going to see, if we end up winning and the Rams end up winning, then we'll just get the 4 seed and we'll have to face Detroit. I feel more comfortable with them than Minnesota. We haven't faced Minnesota all season. I feel like it'll be more difficult to face Minnesota rather than Detroit.
Now, I will say this. You talked about your coach's disguised defensive play.
Yeah.
The one advantage that you'll have is that that's what Brian Flores does too. And you guys may have a little bit more advantage of being able to know how that works.
Right.
Because we run a shit ton of disguised coverage too.
Yeah.
Where it looks like we're about to blitz 8, and then we have people because our team's fast enough to drop back.
Yeah. And I think that Detroit doesn't run that, obviously. I don't know. It's just something about Jared Goff. It really is something about Jared Goff come playoff time. He's not on his A game.
I mean, look at him last year. Look at him last
It's
year.
an
Though.
absolute war. I do want to avenge our loss to Detroit and absolutely take them down. Minnesota, I mean, the disguise coverage thing. I don't know. I can't tell off the top of my head whether or not Baker has had to face that at all this season. I know that he probably has to face it in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me the Lions. I'll play the Lions all day if I had to. But we'll see this Sunday.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I swear we're at almost 4 hours now. I swear we try to make it short each week, but we just got so much content to go over.
Well, this week was a little different. We had 2 weeks worth,
Yeah, that's true. So it was kind of necessary to go almost 4 hours. But nonetheless, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hope you guys had a happy New Year and a happy holidays. It is sad it is the last week of the regular season, but nonetheless, we're getting hyped for the it's gonna be a good playoff run here. Coming up next week. Next week we'll pretty much go back to normal. We'll go back to Tuesday night, as far as I'm aware. We'll let you know otherwise. We'll go back to Tuesday night. We'll cover everything NBA. We'll get some more talking to the college football playoff as the semifinals are next Thursday and Friday, with the Orange Bowl on Thursday and the Cotton Bowl next Friday. And then we got a full weekend of wild card playoff next weekend. So make sure you tune in next week. You hit that alert, hit that alert button on all of our pages. Make sure you like and subscribe all of our channels. We're pretty much on every channel you can think of, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us on your New Year's Day, first day of 2025. Jake, we appreciate you hopping in, brother. Best of luck to the Eagles.
Thank you, Jake.
Absolutely. Hopefully Sirianni changes his mind and lets Saquon do his thing. Other than that,
We do got 2 straggler clips that never got played tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
Play real quick.
I'm just playing those to see what they are.
Made plays. Other times they had success. This time we.
A bunch of you, bro. A bunch
Oh,
of you.
me. I know, right? It's a bunch of me's. That's right. If you
And
They're
then I do
two,
know
one of the
this
first
one
ones.
here. This is when with the Ravens coach.
No! Denied by Washington! What a play!
My man tried.
we all died laughing.
There, no! Denied by Washington! What a play by the safety!
Oh man.
This
Oh my
motherfucker goes
God.
flying. He absolutely goes flying in the camera view.
Oh man, we got one more clip too.
One more question for you.
Uh-oh.
What is your biggest turn on?
Patrick Mahomes. Have you been reading my Twitter, I think?
Every fucking time.
That's it. I'm done.
All right. Well, with that being said, guys, we appreciate it. We appreciate everyone. Ben, thank you for hopping in. Last second,
Hey.
appreciate you hopping in.
Thanks again for having me, man.
Absolutely. Until next episode, be good to people. Say a little prayer for everyone in New Orleans. Very fucked up what happened, but hopefully everyone's going to be just fine. We'll recover from this for sure. Until then, have a happy new year. We'll see you guys next week. Until then, be good to people. Peace.